Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. So last week lesson we have the lesson on repay a favor, how the Buddha repay a favor to his foster mother, Queen Mahambachapati Gautami, who take care of him since he was a little boy, and he repay her not just to give her the requisite or take care of her, but he gave her the practice, the knowledge and the enlightenment, so that she can be free from all kind of suffering. That's the best gift he could give. So that is the last week lesson. So today's lesson also in the mood of the Visakha Puja, the Buddha Day next week. So I have today topic, seize the moment. So what the moment is, we talk about we should seize. So the topic today is based on the discourse in the number discourse, in the collection of number discourse, Anguttara Nikaya. So the Buddha taught there are 8 inopportune moments. There are 8 inopportune moments. That is not the right occasion for the person who try to practice a spiritual life. So what is 8 of them? First, so there's an occasion that the Tathagata has arisen in the world. The Tathagata is the name for the Buddha. Tathagata means dust gone. Translate as dust gone, because he's gone, he's come and he's gone as the previous Buddha. Okay, the Tathagata has arisen in the world. He is a worthy one, a fully enlightened one, perfect one in true knowledge and conduct, well-gone one, a knower of the world, unsurpassed one, guiding people in need of taming, teacher of Deva and human, 8 enlightened one, 9 exalted ones. This is the 9 quality that we recite every Sunday. So first, the worthy one, he's an Arahant because he's being far away from the defilement, or he destroyed the enemy of defilement. He also destroyed the spoke that turned the wheel of existence. He's worthy because he's worthy to receive the offering from the people, and he's not engaged in any evil doing, even secretly. So that's the first quality called Arahant, or we often translate as worthy one. So the second one is he's the perfectly enlightened one, because he understands the truth, the Four Noble Truth, perfectly, totally, completely, and by himself, not because someone teach him that or remind him about that. During this time, there is one story that the people share to each other that might not correct. That they said that during the time the Buddha to be practice meditation in the forest before he become a Buddha, before he get enlightened. So why he practiced like that? They tell that there are a Sakka, the king of God, come down with the vina, like sometimes like something like guitar, with 3 strings, and one is too hard, one is too loose, and one in the middle. So in the middle one would be the good one. Sounds nice. It represents the middle way. So it's just like remind him that way. But I tried to find a story in the text, in the original text and commentary, but I could not find it. So it might be wrong. And also, there are another version that they tell the story that while he was practice in the forest, there are a group of singers go past by, and the song they sing remind him of practice middle way. but I could not find either in the original text. So it should be that those stories might not true, because he is called Samma Sambuddha, the perfectly enlightened one. So he should enlighten by himself, realize by himself, not by someone help him or teach him. So that is the second one. The third one is called the person who accomplished in true knowledge and conduct. So uh, uh, during the night of enlightenment, his knowledge arise, like he can remember previous of life, and for himself and for other beings, and then he totally eradicate all kind of suffering, like something like those are called true knowledge. So he's accomplished all of them, and his conduct is purified. So that is the third one. The fourth one is called Sugata, translate as well gone. So well gone can be understand like he have the way of walking, the walking manner is beautiful, is attractive. Just not like the model walking, but it look nice when he walk, and he's gone to a good place, or can understand that the way he talk is nicely, is attractive to people to listen to him. So that's the Sukato, the fourth one. The fifth one is he's the knower of the world. So understand the world, how it happened, how it arise, how it sees, anything about the world. He's know everything. So that is called the know of the world. The sixth one is no one superior to him. The sixth one called unsurpassed one. So no one can compare with him in the conduct. So in the Vesak day, in the Buddha day, you may read there a verse that the Buddha, to be a little boy, have the one verse that in the verse he claimed that he's the highest one, the most noble one, something like that, and that is referred to his conduct, because nobody compare with him in the conduct, in the morality, and he is the one who train other person, who train other beings, the one who want to be trained to be in a good way, with various way of training. So he no one can surpass him in the conduct and in the way of training. So it is the sixth one. The seventh one, he's the teacher of all devas and human beings, because through his teaching, he helped them to liberate, to free from the cycle of existence. Not only that, but he also helped them in this life and in the next life to come, to have a happy life before they get to the end, free from all kind of existence. And not only the deva and human improve, but others kind of beings also get benefit from his teaching. He delimits them, try to remove their limit and bring them to the higher level. Especially for the one who are capable of understanding his teaching. So that is the seventh one. The eighth one is called the Buddha. Buddha means enlightened one or awakened one, because he understand anything need to understand, and the end of them is the emancipation, release. So it's the Buddha enlightened one. So the ninth one is called the Bhagawa. The Bhagawa means the one who partake of fortune. It means that he has a lot of merit. Before he become a Buddha, he practiced long time, and during that long time, he tried to perfect his wholesome deed. We do wholesome deed, but it not perfect it to the perfect level. So he try hard to the perfect level, like giving to the perfect levels. That's why he had a lot of merit. He's destroy the Mara, even the Mara Deva, the Mara king, the celestial being, or the Mara of the dead, or the Mara of the cycle of existence. He's the one who follow the path that really destroy the realm of existence. And the cause of them is tanha, or craving. So when you during the Buddha day, you will see there's a verse, the first word of the Buddha, that the Buddha claimed that throughout the samsara, the cycle of rebirth, he tried to find the person who built for his house. The house referred to existence, and the person the builder is craving. So when he become a Buddha, he find out the craving, and the craving build no more house for him, no more existence for him, something like that. So that is the 9 quality of the Buddha. Why I have to go to many things like that? Because whether the Tathagata appear with 9 quality like that, he's truly the Buddha. Maybe there are so many person can claim themselves as the Buddha, or enlightened one, or awakened one. But if they don't have that 9 quality, they could not be the truly enlightened one. So when the Buddha appeared, the truly appears like that. That's the first occasion. And when he appeared, the Buddha really appeared. He gave the teaching, and the teaching is referred to the teaching of the Four Noble Truths. And that teaching lead us to peaceful. So peaceful means the tranquility of the defilement, calm down, or it help us to eradicate, to cooling down the defilement that is burning. So cool down or extinguish the defilement. That is the second one. Or it lead us to really awaken, really understand with the 4 kind of knowledge of the noble person. So that is about the Dhamma. So the Buddha appeared and he touched the Dhamma. That is really nice, right? The first occasion. But why is called inopportune moment? Because when the Buddha appeared, the Dhamma appeared, that person born in hell. So born in hell is not like we go for travel there a few days or few months or few years, but it could long time. So when the Buddha appeared and he gave the Dhamma talk, and that person be born in hell, and maybe 1,000 or more than 1,000 years. So when the Buddha, when that person can come to the human beings again, the Buddha is no more. So he lost his opportunity. That's what I want to focus on. And the second occasion, that person luckier than the first one. He was born in the animal realm. The animal, they can see the Buddha, can hear the Buddha, can be surrounded with the Buddha, but they cannot understand what the Buddha say. There are so many stories that during the Buddha, that the animal like the frog hear the Buddha word, and he feel calm, peaceful because of his voice. He have good voice, so that frog happy, and after die we born in heaven, something like that. But he cannot understand what he teach. So that's the most the animal can get. So it's the inopportune moment for him. The third case, that person was born in the hungry ghost realm. The hungry ghost is kind of beings always be suffer by hungry and have not enough food and naked and go here and there around and looking for person to help because they have to pay back what they have did in the past. And that person, that hungry ghost, he can see the Buddha, but he cannot listen, cannot practice because he's so suffer. When you're so suffering, nobody can help you. You don't easily to practice or to listen to anyone. It's the third case. In the fourth case, he's had married He was born in the high level of the Deva verse and have a really long lifespan. But he have fixed lifespan, and because of that, he cannot go down to see the Buddha. For example, the Deva in the realm called Asanya. Asanya means no mind, no perception, no mind. So at that level, that is belong to the material realm. Is really high. You cannot easily to reach there only by practice the jhana absorption. When you attain some kind of level of jhana absorption, you can attain there. And at that place, the deva being born on that place is just like a statue or like a doll, because no mind, only the body, and they cannot just die from there and reborn and to meet the Buddha. Is not easy like that. So it's useless for them when the Buddha appear, but they over there. Or the Deva was born in the immaterial realm. Nobody, they have nobody, only the mind. You may heard the story of the one during the Buddha's life. There are one ascetic when the Buddha was born as a baby. There one ascetic come in to meet him, and he's crying and smiling together both at the same time. And the story is like, because he's ascetic, he practiced the jhana absorption. He know that this boy will become a Buddha to help everyone. That's why he smiled. But he cried because he suffered for himself. He cried for himself because he practiced meditation, immaterial meditation. And after, in just in short time, he will die and will be born in a material existence realm. And from there, he cannot easily go down to see the Buddha, and he doesn't have the ear to listen to his Dhamma talk. So he cried for himself. So that is the fourth case. The fifth case, that one become a person, come back to the human being. But that human being live far away in the rural area, the place that nobody with good minds, with wise, the wise will come there, like the Buddha or his disciple, even the lay disciple cannot reach that place. So it also becomes useless, inopportune moment for them. And the sixth one, that person reach better than them. They was born in the central area, where nearby the Buddha, nearby the disciple of the Buddha. But that person have distorted view, has wrong view, wrong thinking, that I believe there's no giving, there's nothing called giving, there's nothing called sacrifice or offering, there's no mother, there's no father, there's no consequence of the good or bad karma, something like that. There's no good ascetic, good person who practice good conduct and guide other people. I don't believe anything like that. So that person have wrong view or distort thinking. So because of that, he doesn't want to listen to the Dhamma of the Buddha, and he cannot get any benefit. The seventh case one, he born in a central area nearby the Buddha, nearby the disciple of the Buddha, but he's dumb, he's stupid, he doesn't have enough for understanding what is the good one or what is the bad one. He doesn't know anything at all. Even stay nearby the Buddha, but not understand at all. So it's also an inopportune moment for him. And the eighth one, he or she was born in the central area, nearby in the central area, and he's wise, intelligent, smart, enough knowledge to understand what is right, what is good, what is bad. But at that moment, at that time, there's no Buddha arise, and no Dhamma, no teaching of the Buddha at all. So it is also called an inopportune moment for him or her. So compare all those things. At least we are a bit lucky. Even the Buddha does not exist nowadays, but his teaching still exists. So at least we can get a little benefit from his teaching by practice his teaching. So that's why in the Anguttara Nikaya, there's a verse that having obtained the human state when the true teaching has been well proclaimed, those who do not seize the moment are wasting their time. It's not that easy to have the human state, being a human being during the true teaching be well proclaimed. So in the eighth occasion, you just know that it's not easy. Even being a human being, but stupid or in a far, rural area, far away area, they cannot understand the teaching of the Buddha. So we are lucky. But for the person who are lucky like that, if they do not seize the moment, the opportunity, they're wasting their time. Somebody in Vietnamese, some ladies, she think that now I'm old, I cannot go to temple often, I cannot listen to the Dhamma talk, I cannot practice meditation because I'm old, I'm sick, and blah blah blah, many reasons. And then say like, if I don't have time, opportunity in this life, maybe next life I will try. Are you sure you can in next life? Are you sure that you come back to the human world again, or you go down like hungry ghosts, like hell, like animal? We don't know exactly where we go after this life. So how can we think about another life and practice another life? So that person is wasting their time. At least if they don't understand whole things, the whole discourse, at least one thing they can take and make their life better. They cannot attain any level of jhana absorption or have any insight, but at least their life will change. The way they behave will change. So it's a good karma, is a wholesome action that can yield good result and have their existence, next existence will be better. So not to wasting their time when we have the opportunity being human being during the time of the teaching of the Buddha exists. Try to follow the example of the lady called Chula Subhadda. The story written in the commentary of Dhammapada. So she's Chula Subhadda. She's the daughter of Anathapindika. So in the Buddhist story, Anathapindika is a rich man who laid the gold plate on the ground to buy the forest to build a temple for the Buddha, the famous temple Jetavana Vihara. So he's the famous one. So she's one of his daughter. So because he followed the Buddha, so he also take his son and daughter go to the temple to pay homage to the Buddha, to listen to the Dhamma talk, to do offering to the monks, something like that. And when she was still young, she understand the Buddha teaching, and she also tried really hard to practice something like that. But lately, when she grew up, she get married and go to the husband house far away from the Buddha. And during the after she get married, the father-in-law, he's not the Buddhist follower. He's follow the naked ascetic, we call Jain nowadays, and he invites the Jain ascetic, the naked ascetic, to come to do the blessing ceremony, something like that, and ask her to pay respect to them. She refused. She doesn't want to do that. And the father-in-law get angry. Why you do like that? This is my teacher. and he said that he want to send her back to the father. Uh, but she said that I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong to doing that. So they invite the old person in the village to figure out this is right or wrong. So all of them say that she's not wrong. She have the right to do that. But then the mother-in-law talked to her and wondered that why she refused strongly like that, and who is the teacher of her that she respect in that way. So lately, the mother is convinced, and they allowed to invite the Buddha to come to visit them. But at that time, they live far away from the city, and they no mobile phone to call back to home or something like that. So she go in front of the house with the flower pill on her hand, and she throw the flower pill and have the wishful thinking in her mind with strong confidence that may the Buddha know I'm inviting him. So because of her strong intention like that, the Buddha know why he will give them a talk to his father in a faraway place. Her father. So after the Dhamma talk, her father invited the Buddha and the monk to come to their house to do the offering for lunch offering for the next day. But the Buddha refused that your daughter invites already. He's surprised. How can like that? So the Buddha let him know that with her heart affect the Buddha. So that he and his disciple will come tomorrow for lunch for her offering. And because of that, the Buddha and his disciple come, and the mother and father-in-law really happy to receive them. And after listening to the Dhamma talk, they get a lot of benefits. So from the story, what I try to give the lesson like, don't give up. Even we may be far away from the Buddha, from the teaching of the Buddha, but if we want, we will find a way to reach the teaching of the Buddha. Just like nowadays we live in the U.S., you maybe really stay far away from the temple. It's not that easy to come to the temple. But if we try, we will get the benefit. At least something change your life will be different. Don't give up, just like the lady called Supada. So thank you for your listening.
Okay, discussion time. All right. According to today's lesson, you notice that there's a type of people that lose the opportunity to listen to the Buddha teaching or be helped by the Buddha. Why is that? Let's start with the being that is born in hell. As you know, being in hell is the constant torment, and they are so far away. They have so far away that they can actually come and see the Buddha. And being in hell is so tormented that all they care is to be free from all the torment that they can ever think about, practice or listen to the Buddha. So that's useless for them. For the animal realm, as you know, we have a dog in the temple. No matter how we keep the Dhamma talk, the dog would never understand what we say or understand the practice. The only thing that can benefit from the teaching of the Buddha is to feel the loving kindness, the compassion, or the energy, the vibe that we monk or all the practitioners are here to give out. They felt that, but they cannot understand the teaching. So the enlightenment for animal is so far-fetched, but they can still get some benefit if they feel the energy or the loving kindness. Like the devotee here practice giving So they bring a lot of treat to the dog, and they're happy when they see the devotee because of the treat. So they get some benefit from the practice, but further than that, they cannot get anything else. So for being who born in the hungry ghost, being in the hungry ghost realm, they are constantly facing the suffering, like no food, no drink, not in where. So material wise, they constantly suffering, and mentally, because of not having the thing that they need, they constantly having mental suffering. So they be able to see the Buddha, can listen to the Buddha, and if they sit still and listen and follow the practice, they might get some benefit. But in the situation of constantly starving and thirsting, all they ever think about it, if they are starving, they think about food to satisfy their hunger. So they cannot think of anything else, like the practice of the teaching of the Buddha. If they're so thirsty, they always think about water or something to quench their thirst. So they have no opportunity to think about the practice. So that's why they miss the opportunity. And then the devil, the devil, the one who born in heaven, sometimes that being in heaven, they enjoy luxury so much. If you talk about suffering, they don't see suffering immaterial wise. So they reluctant to think about the teaching of the Buddha, or they just staying up there, enjoy, the luxury life up there, that they have no desire to look for anything else. So that they also miss the opportunity. Or being, heaven being that different realm that he mentioned, no body, just only the mind. If they have no body, they have no ear, or the faculty to listen. Some of the devil in the heaven realm, even though they don't come down to see the Buddha, but they have the divine ear. They actually hear the teaching of the Buddha from far away. So they still get benefit from that if they are the one who cherish the teaching of the Buddha. But for having been that, don't have ear, so they cannot hear or they cannot see, so they also miss the opportunity. So let you go, being in heaven is not always great, right? You have the material, but other thing, you have limitation. So and then the being that, human being, they be able to see the Buddha, to actually physically see the Buddha, can come and see, but they are so far away. Like let's say that Buddhism already exists, 2,600 years ago, but in the West it's so unknown. But eventually, the Buddhism imported come to the West, and people get the chance to understand. But before that, people had no idea what Buddhism is, so they have no way of practice to get the benefit. So but lucky today that in the West we have Buddhism is already spread, so some people can take the opportunity and understand. And then other with the wrong view, what I want to point out is the one that doesn't have the intelligence, not intelligent in the sense that they are like idiot or stupid or anything. Some people have the intelligence to understand what in the world, like science and all that, but they don't have the condition to understand the teaching of the Buddha. And a lot of time they found that Buddhism is so difficult to comprehend, so difficult to practice. They kind of reluctant, or they just they give up. But those people who they don't persist, they don't just try to understand or try to practice, they miss opportunity. In Buddhism, what you don't understand, let's say that for the whole sermon, you don't understand at all. But then again, you still get one benefit from it, is to have the condition, that you already hear the teaching of the Buddha, even though you don't understand. In the future time, you will eventually get it, but not, right away, right now. Or even you listen 10 words, but you only understand one word, then that's one more. That's one That's one more that you have compared to nothing like before. Because of that one word, it's become the seed that's out to the ground and then start to sprout and flourish and become a tree and bear the fruit. So there you go. Just understand the benefit and try to comprehend. If not, just for the sake of listening, you won't lose anything. Just only of your time. But then again, practice Buddhism is always the benefit. Nothing is useless. So it's better for us. And you might ask, like, for those who don't understand the benefit of the teaching of the Buddha, might say, oh, what is it that you could always say the benefit? Well, the teaching of the Buddha point out the fact, and we learn, and then if you put into the practice, you get immediate result that your life be calmer, happier, and you yourself happy, and the people around you happy, and the material that in the next life you have better materials. Some people born in this life lacking a lot of material, the necessity, and a lot of people don't understand why they lack of the material like that. And in Buddhism, we pointed out that because of the practice, because the action that you committed in the past that yield the result that born in this life you're lacking of the necessity, the wealth, or the thing that could make your life better off, right? So if you practice, if you understand the teaching of the Buddha, you see the reason, then you change your life. You start doing more practice, in order to have, necessity or wealth in the future life. You practice giving, generosity, thing like that, and your life will be better. If not, then you just tumble along with all the bad result. So you can't change your life. So that's why you learn the teaching of the Buddha, you will start to change your life from this very life and then many life after that. So that's very important to bring the benefit if you do the practice. So that's why opportunity is very important. Even the people who come to the temple just only for the visit still have some good condition. It's just something for them to be familiar, and maybe that later on they start have changes in their life. Some lady who came to the temple, they say that through their life when they were young, they came across a monk or came to see to the temple, but later on they start to think about it and digging more into the Buddhism, and they found that oh, what I learn now is so beneficial. So they start doing the practice, because in the previous, in earlier time of their life, they did visit the temple, and because of that, brought back the memory about Buddhism, and then from there they start digging in more. But for the time, for the current, time, they have more understanding, more wisdom, more reasoning. So that's why they understand more about the teaching of the Buddha compared to the past that they were young, they didn't know any better. Right? So, like Subhada. Oh, yes. Which remind us, there's one devotee. She came from, when she was born, her family is a devout Theravada Buddhist. And they brought her grandparents brought her to the temple. At the time, she was just a little toddler or little girl running around in the temple. But she did listen to the chanting and see people do the offering and all that. But she didn't understand much about it. And then she grew up, and then as she grew up, and then she came to America as a early 20. And one time, she listened to the Dhamma talk, and she listened to the chanting. Actually, before that, she went to many other Buddhist temples, but it doesn't look familiar to her, even though it's Buddhist. But mostly Vietnamese Buddhist is Mahayana, so she came from Theravada tradition. So she went to the Theravada Buddhist temple. It wasn't familiar to her, and she didn't understand the chanting, and the chanting wasn't familiar to her either. So she saw, oh, it's Buddhist temple. How come it's so different? But she just kind of brushed it aside until one day she listened to the Theravada chanting, and she said, wow, this recollect, her memory, her childhood. She started finding more about it, and then found out that, oh, this is Theravada, and compared to the Mahayana temple that she'd been gone to. So she start, get more into the practice, and she get more benefit from it. And the more she understand the teaching, the way to change her life, and she was so grateful. So that's why after last couple of weeks, she came to the temple with her daughter, and taking the refuge, and then asking for the Dharma name, and we gave her Subhada, which is to remind her in the back. And during the Buddha time, there's a young lady named Subhada, as we learned today. It's just something. It's a role model for her to follow. So there you go. When she was young, she in the Buddhist environment, she didn't understand any better, but she heard the chanting, and she saw people were doing the offering. It's something that ingrained in her head. Later on, when she grew up, and she started to understand a bit better when she had more reasoning. So that's also very beneficial. Don't ever think that, oh, kids, they don't understand, they don't know anything. They do observe and remember, and because of that, helps her later on in her life. That's why she brought her daughter to the temple, hoping that would be a good condition for her in the future, later on in the future years, in the later years. So that is the, the benefit from it. Yeah. So as you can see, from this lesson, we also learned that not at all time that the Buddha will appear. There will be time there is no Buddha at all. There will be the period that no Buddha at all. And there will be a period that the Buddha exists a very short time, and then he demise to Nibbana, only the disciple of the teaching. And there will be time, the Buddha appear, he taught so many beings, but at the end of his life, he passed away, and all the teaching also diminished. There's not this Buddha. This Buddha, he passed away, but he left behind the teaching for a few thousand years. But after that, everything will be obliterated. But from now, his teaching still exists. So we can still benefit from the teaching until it's finished, in a few more thousand years. So you have a question? Okay.
Is this the only realm that Buddha can appear in, or is there other? Because there are other realms. Would there be a Buddha in another realm, or is this the only realm?
The Buddha can visit other realms, but this human realm is the realms of the Buddha choose to appear and stay and spread the teaching. Why is that? Why is it that
choose to be in the human realm, but not in the heaven realm or in the woeful realms? There you go. Yeah.
Suffering, but we have other, good things too. We have, morality as well.
All right. That's
So
the human realm is
the kind of halfway. Human, we experience suffering at some point, but there will be time that we enjoy. We have, less suffering. I don't say no suffering, but less suffering. So when we have suffering, we will look for the way to end the suffering. That motivates us to put into the practice. If in the realm that constant suffering, then all you care about is to relieve the suffering, but you don't have enough time to practice or any motivation to practice. Because let's think about it. If you are really starving, and then people say, oh, no, okay, the reason you starve a lot because of this, now do the practice. people won't have the strength of the mindset of the concentration to do the practice. All they think about is to be free from this starvation or thirst, you know. That's why the Buddha never appeared in the extreme environment. In heaven realm, they enjoy luxury of so much. They have abundant, material to enjoy. If you tell them about, the suffering of not having the material, they would never believe you until it's finished, right? But in human realm, we can point out that this person have abundant material, while the other is so unfortunate they don't have the basic necessity. So why is it that different? That's easier for us to make the comparison, right? So the Buddha can visit other realm, like the heaven realm and other realm, but to choose to appear and spread the teaching is only in human realm. It's just not only in the human realm, the location the Buddha choose to appear also is an important factor too. Okay. Yeah. So, and also in the human realm, celestial being, if they are up there, can get present. They have the capability to because of the supernatural power they possess, they can actually come to the Buddha, to the human realm to listen, to meet the Buddha. And being in the hungry ghost, they can actually see and hear the Buddha. They can actually do it. Animal can also see the Buddha. Only being in hell that is so far away that they don't have any capability to see the Buddha. But most of being still can. But if the Buddha appear in heaven, human cannot go up there because we don't have the capacity to do it, right? Yeah. So I think that the human realm, that's why human realm is kind of fall in the middle if you compare all 31 realms altogether. Yeah. Yeah. So so from today's lesson, do you have any question or anything else? Today, actually, this time is called the Buddha Day. That's why he chose to speak out the quality of the Buddha, the 9 quality. You often hear we chant Iti Piso Bhagava Arahang Sama Sambuddho. We often chant it and the meaning behind it. Yeah. Okay. So if you have any more questions, we can start wrapping up by doing the chanting and share merit.